Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting episode of Football Analysis with me, your host, Omolabake, and I'm coming to you from the studios of CTV. This show is brought to you courtesy at Damasile Foundation. I'm not doing this alone, of course. With me, I've got Chisom Okpala on the line, aka MC Biscuit, aka the Oracle, as I gave him the nickname. Hi, Chisom, what's up?
Good to be back and good to be here talking sports, and I actually love it here.
Thank you so much. And talking about football, right? I mean, football never stops. The Premier League did go on break, the winter break. Yes, but a lot more has been going on in the world of football. Most notably has got to be the fact that AFCON 2021, that is happening in 2022. I mean, it has been eaten up, right? So far, so good. I mean, getting here in the competition, we know who our semi-finalists are. And their journey really to get to this point. So far, as the competition lived up to the hype.
Well, it's already getting into the real business time of the tournament, and well, we're loving the whole thing going on, and well, we hope for the best.
And yes, talking about the round of 16 matches, I mean, beg your pardon, the quarterfinal matches right now that produced our semi-finalists, right? The game Gambia-Cameroon, let's dissect that for a bit. I mean, Cameroon, I'm sure, went into this particular one as the favorites, and yes, they did not disappoint. Cameroon 2, Gambia 0. Any surprises there for you? I mean, I would have assumed, by what we've seen so far from Cameroon, as the host, they seem to have come with the goods. Talking about that game, right, was it surprising really that Cameroon qualified?
Well, Cameroon is actually the hot favorite, and I don't see anybody beating them at that stage. So it was just more like cruise control. They just went past through. I think the only hurdle they have is the final.
And that's quite interesting. I mean, let's talk about from the goal scorers. Abubakar, of course, has got to be quite notable for them. Toko Elkambi as well. He has been a major player actually for the Cameroonians right about now. And Toko Elkambi did score twice actually in that particular showdown against Gambia. I mean, no surprises there really. And let's talk about the dominance really of the Cameroonian side. Let's talk about the stats now, shall we? You've got Cameroon with 18 shots in total with 7 on target, and then Gambia had 2 shots in total with 1 on target. I feel like that actually does paint the picture of how that particular game did go down. And you did mention that you're not surprised at all considering the fact that Cameroon going ahead, and it's looking as though they've come in with the goods. And something that actually stuck with me is the fact that you mentioned that the final is their next hurdle. Is that not a bit preemptive, the fact that they've got Egypt as an hurdle for them in the semi-final?
Well, Egypt is a very tough opposition, and Egypt so far so good. I've been playing what I call the one route football, just Salah, and Egypt is nowhere. And I think that's what they're going to do in the next game, and I don't expect anything much. What happened against Nigeria might just repeat itself, except there's a different game plan.
But it's interesting you mentioned Nigeria, but because the Egyptians we actually saw against Nigeria, we've seen them no more. That was the only game they lost, and they are here now. Nigeria, actually, we are back where we are home. So here they are, right? They didn't play so great against Nigeria. It took them a while to wake up, but they eventually got the results when it mattered most against Guinea-Bissau. So they've actually done their bit, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done their bit so far, and well, all we can just do is just give them the kudos. I saw recently online that Egypt just beat Nigeria's record in a number of semi-finals appearances. I was actually surprised, though. Well, the kings of semi-finals was always Nigeria, but well, someone has equaled it right now. Oh, no, someone has surpassed it.
And credit to them, I would say. And okay, before we go to the Egypt-Morocco showdown, we had Burkina Faso taking on Tunisia. And that game had a lot of interest for Nigerians, considering the fact that we were knocked out by the Tunisians, by the Eagle of Qatar. So let's talk about that game now, shall we? Tunisia did not come with the energy we actually expected them to. They were a tad lackluster, and it did made it more painful, the pill, more painful to swallow. The fact that, they were the team that actually knocked us out of the competition anyway.
Well, naturally, whenever you get knocked out from a competition, you always want to follow up the team that knocks you out. So you can either justify that, oh yeah, you were beaten by the nice team, or you just be like, oh my God. And Nigerians now feel more like the latter. See who beat us. So it just happens.
Well, credit to Burkina Faso. They're so far so good. Life is going quite good for them. And that game actually was, like I said, it actually sparked a lot of interest for Nigerians. The fact that this Tunisian team are actually the team who actually knocked us out of the competition in a very interesting manner, if I must say. And the fact that Burkina Faso actually had a red card in that particular game, and Tunisia were unable to make that one-man advantage count.
Well, I don't know. People at Burkina Faso like they are some very, very underdog like that, but I don't see them that way. For a team to make it to the finals of a competition, they are no more an underdog. I don't see them as an underdog. In 2013, they were the team that met Nigeria in the finals, and it's not like Nigeria won that game with so many goals. 1-0. Yeah. So yeah. And for them to actually qualify for the Nations Cup, they have something up there. They're a very good side, very coordinated, and well, in a few years' time, we might change the name we call them to the Superstars.
Okay, we'll wait for that time right now. So, of course, we know now that Cameroon, of course, have made it to the semi-final as well as Burkina Faso. Let's move on now to the game. Egypt taking on Morocco. That game was the two North African sides battling it out. And that game was quite interesting. Morocco so far so good, quite coordinated, playing good football. A key man for them had to be the PSG man, Ashraf Hakimi, right there. And Morocco actually took the lead quite early on in that game. Before somehow, Mohamed Salah was able to turn the story around for the Egyptians, and that game went on to extra time, and then Egypt actually taking that one. But the matchup, really, were you surprised by the quality of game we got? Was there any surprises for you anywhere at all?
Well, the only surprise for me so far, I don't know, this tournament hasn't brought any surprises. I cannot think of one, because the expected teams actually where they are, except Burkina Faso. I expected them to have at least round of 16 and gone home. If you were so good, round 8. Semi-finals, they punched above their shirts. But the rest of the team in the semi-finals are expected teams. In fact, let's look at this, the fixtures. If the fixtures are done right and the teams that we expected to play well, if they had played well, then we should be expecting a Nigeria in place of Burkina Faso. But, it is what it is. Senegal, Egypt, Cameroon, these are very tough, very, very tough ones. In fact, I cannot wait to see the game.
And talking about the game, okay, so Egypt, of course, qualified, beating Morocco 2-1. And quite an interesting matchup, really. Egypt having a total of 14 shots with 5 on target. And then Morocco having 16 shots in total with 4 on target. But hey, the Moroccans have found their way back home. So let's move on to the final matchup of the quarterfinals, which featured Senegal. And the Senegalese side, I did remember the fact that I mentioned that they got to the round of 16 games by a lone goal. They scored one single goal to get themselves there. But hey, now they are, and they actually... So let's talk about the Senegal game now, shall we? Not so much surprise, I guess. Senegal beating Equatorial Guinea. Of course, we know it's a game of football. Anything can happen. But Senegal 3, Equatorial Guinea 1. Not so surprising now, was it?
It's not surprising. Not surprising at all. It's Senegal. So what are we going to talk about? It's Senegal
And it was quite a
against
dominant
a
display,
team that
right?
is.
It was quite a dominant display from start to finish. It was also they had moments actually of jitters actually where they looked a bit shaky at the back, but they were able to actually, should I say, triumph, or they were able to actually match up and meet up with the challenge.
Well, we should look at it from the big side, which is Senegal has not recovered from the 1-0 loss in the last finals. So right now it's all for them. It's everything for them. The only miracle I can actually expect is Senegal winning the cup. Though my money is on them anyway.
And that's quite interesting. So Senegal, of course, have found their way to the semi-final of the AFCON 2021. And Senegal will be taking on, and I don't know the matchup. Okay, so Cameroon taking on Egypt now, right? The host Egypt taking on Cameroon. So far, so good. Cameroon have been high flying. They've only drawn one, with Egypt losing one so far, and that was to Nigeria. Cameroon drawing one. The matchup, so Cameroon, Egypt, who's taking it for you?
Cameroon, Egypt. Egypt, well, they are my favorite for third place.
Interesting. So Cameroon, actually the Cameroonians are taking that one for you, Chisom. And then Burkina Faso taking on Senegal.
Yep. Burkina Faso, Senegal. Well, it's very nice to be called the fourth best team in the tournament. So Burkina Faso, fourth best team, that's their play there.
Actually, I expect some upset from what you've called. I'm expecting something to actually change. I'm expecting some unexpectedness. But time will tell. We'll see who's actually going to be going through in the competition. Burkina Faso taking on Senegal, and then Cameroon taking on Egypt. Who's your money on? Who are you rooting for? I mean, Nigeria is out, so have you adopted a new team so far? Or you're just watching as an onlooker? You guys hit me up. Let me know on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are there. CTV Live is the handle, so I mean with an hashtag football analysis, so I can know you like to be a part of the conversation. You can also join the conversation on WhatsApp as well. 0901 5601 908 is the WhatsApp number. It's a WhatsApp only line, so don't call the number. Let's move away now from the action going on the African continent. Let's go now to the drama that went down yesterday. Deadline day across. I mean, it was the winter deadline. The winter transfer window, but hey, deadline was yesterday, January 31st. And for all of the deals, though, before we start to talk about, for not all of it, but the most notable deals that actually went down and were completed and consummated yesterday, were there any particular deal that stuck out for you as surprising or most surprising in this case?
Well, for me, so far, I've not gotten a full cover of all the transfers or most of the transfers. I've just been going through like a lost man in the desert. It's maybe by weekend I might get a full cover
rundown,
of
yeah,
the transfers that have been.
Okay, so let's take it from
Barcelona.
Let's start from Barca now, shall we? Ousmane Dembele is staying. He's staying right now up until perhaps the summer transfer window, if something perhaps will be changing. So, and Dembele to stay in Barca. But that deal falling through, we had a couple of teams that were interested. We had Tottenham somewhere, but that did not happen. You had, was Arsenal somewhere in the mix? Maybe. But so far, what do you think is going to happen to Ousmane Dembele, really? Do you expect him to move in the summer?
Well, he would move. He will move in the summer. I think that's when they're going to make more money from him rather. Now, I see the reason why he's still in Barcelona, because most likely he's not going to play there. So, holding out for, if he had gone during the January transfer, the prices have been really high, and no club wants to put up that risk right now because they didn't have plans for him. So we have to wait for the summer.
Okay. So Ousmane Dembele is staying on right now in Barca. Another deal that actually did come into Barcelona has got to be the former Arsenal man, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's been confirmed that transfer actually did go through yesterday. So it's on loan right now to the end of the season. But talking about Aubameyang move to Barca, I'm curious though, right? How did the relationship just deteriorate so much till it got to this point?
Well, the relationship between Arteta, well, there's nothing to even talk about there. Let's just take our heads back to remember a certain Ozil, and we'll get the full picture.
True that.
Again, it's the same thing playing all over again. So it's now looking so obvious that, the problem wasn't Ozil, not even the board. The problem is Arteta himself and his overpriced ego. Well, what we're seeing right now is the board has given Arteta so much power and don't want to interfere, and they're just playing with the mindset of, okay, his contract is going to end in 2023, so let's see what he does. Let's just take his judgment for it. He's not going to win the league, so let's just see what comes out of him. If at the end of the season nothing comes out good, yes, Arsenal is not going to relegate, definitely. So it will just easily push him out. No stress. That's the game playing on right now.
And I don't know, it's just quite interesting for me because, Aubameyang, as of a season or two ago, was Arsenal's best player. And now it's gotten to the point where, Barca, congratulations, he is now a Barca player. So, hey, let's move on from that one. We're seeing how Arsenal are going to be faring up until the end of the season. But it's quite interesting that it wasn't replaced. But they've got Lacazette as well as Martinelli in that position. So are you expecting that Arsenal should be fine, though?
Well, Arsenal will be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine. But, there's what we have already been saying, which is they are lacking the goals. They're lacking the goals. In January, only one goal, and it's not nice. Though, we just get to watch what is going to go on. If it gets really bad, he might not even stay to the end of the season. We just walk away because I don't think he likes to be sacked.
Okay, let's move away from that one. We're seeing what Arsenal and Mikel Arteta will be doing towards the end of the season, and let's see if perhaps a top 4 finish is still possible for the Gunners. Let's move away from that one now. Let's go now to, I think, arguably the biggest news for me, because I was really excited to hear that Christian Eriksen is back and is now with Brentford on a free transfer. If you did watch the Euros last year, you would hear about or know about. I think almost everyone on Planet Football knows the unfortunate incident that happened to Christian Eriksen. He had a heart attack, a cardiac arrest on the pitch, and thank God he is fine. And knowing now that he's back still playing football, that's some major news now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's one of those fairy tales that we like to always tell the children. He's back after a life-threatening problem, and, well, we're all waiting to see him in action, and who doesn't want to see him in action again?
Right. We're also excited about that one. In other news, still in England, right, and the interestingness that happened has got to be, let's talk about Everton really quickly now. Everton, over the last week, right, they parted ways with Rafa Benitez. Or was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, parted ways with Rafa Benitez, and then confirmed Frank Lampard as the new boss at Goodison Park. And now quite a lot of action to go down from players going in and out and all of that stuff. So Everton are doing quite some interesting business right there. You've got Digne leaving. You had who else is that coming in to the side? You had Dele Alli, actually. Dele Alli coming into Everton, confirmed from Tottenham to Everton. And then we had, let me see, a couple of Everton moves actually did happen. what am I skipping right there? Van der Beek, yes, Donny Van der Beek from Manchester United to Everton as well. So, what's your take on that? From the moves, interesting how Everton are just going everywhere.
Well, no disrespecting, but it's also a disrespect anyway. Any club buying a player in the name of Dele Alli is just buying a passenger.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, just a passenger. I don't see anything special about that guy. Nothing special about it. It's just, I don't know, he had a few heydays and more from them. Though they've done some very nice transfers with a new manager. So, well, we're expecting to see what miracles or magic is going to perform in Everton. Though Lampard isn't one of my biggest fans when it comes to managerial duties. So, it's left to be seen if I'm going to be wrong or right.
I mean, he's got to actually change something because Everton they've not been having it so rosy. I mean, one win out of their last 14 games played is not the most exciting of stats, actually, for you to hear as an Evertonian fan. But hey, let's move away now from the action. And I hope they don't get embroiled in the transfer relegation battle and stuff. Let's move away now to other deals that actually went through. Aaron Ramsey from Juventus to Rangers. What say you? What do you think about that one?
Well, he needed that move by all means. And I think Ramsey is the happiest of all because that move was actually what his career needed. As Arteta said, he didn't want him in Arsenal. So going to Rangers, he's going to get game time there. My only problem is going to reduce the game time of someone else there too.
But hey, that's football now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's football. But I'm going to be a Nigerian, yes. I want my countryman to play and not sit on the bench.
Oh, okay, then. I will be seeing them battling hard. Let's see how that one does go down. Let's move away now from that one. Another deal that actually did happen, Rodrigo Bentancur from Juventus as well to Tottenham Hotspur. Another deal from Juventus to Tottenham has got to be Dejan Kulusevski as well. And Antonio Conte and all of it. What do you think about these deals, though, that actually from Tottenham out and to Tottenham, in and out, and all of the action that went down? Lo Celso as well, moving away from Tottenham to Villarreal. The former Arsenal manager, I don't know, the name just went off the top of my head now. The manager for Villarreal, I'm blank right now. I'm sorry.
The name just.
But hey, yes, Villarreal's manager. It was very, very particular about Lo Celso. Unai Emery. Yes, thank God. Eventually, the name came back. So yeah, Unai Emery was very, very particular about Lo Celso coming to Villarreal. For all of the, what do you think though from the exit and entries of players from Everton, from Tottenham and out of it?
The transfers, I've come to a realization that transfers don't really mean anything. The only thing that matters at the end of the day is the end product. What did it deliver? If it delivered, nice transfer. But transfer in the real sense of it doesn't count. It doesn't mean anything. That was his season. Liverpool didn't buy anybody. And they went on to do great things. And every other people around them bought players, and what did that show up for? Nothing. So I'm just waiting for maybe a month or two of games to go on, and we can now start judging if clubs actually did the right thing, or we can start playing our drums up again.
Okay. But still on the transfer news and of course exit and entries did happen. Luis Diaz to Liverpool, from FC Porto to Liverpool. What's your take on the deal though? It's just quite interesting. The addition to Jurgen Klopp's side. What do you think about that deal?
Well, the deal, it came unexpected to me. It came very unexpected. Though, when it comes to him in particular, I've not really seen him play. I don't know much about him coming from Porto. But what I could read online, he seems to be a very good game in Liverpool, and you know England is a different ball game altogether. You might be a superstar elsewhere, and you come to the English Premier League and become some small kettle of fish. Shevchenko can tell us what happened when he came.
I'm not going to touch that one. Let's move away from that. Another deal to Liverpool that actually fell through. Let's mention that one. Fabio Carvalho from Fulham. That deal did not happen. But Liverpool and Fulham are looking to come to an agreement as of the summer transfer window, if that's going to happen. But Nico Williams actually did move from Liverpool to Fulham on loan, so we wish him all the best, and let's see how that one goes. And then Amad Diallo from Manchester United to Rangers as well. Rangers did do quite a bit of business actually this winter transfer window.
Yeah, they did.
We wish them all the best as well.
Very nice business.
And talking about Watford, let's talk about Watford now, shall we? A lot of Nigerians are also excited about them, but hey, they just got another Nigerian, so I think we've got to forgive them eventually. Samuel Kalu moved from Bordeaux to Watford for an undisclosed amount. What's your take on that, though? The fact that they are adopting so many Nigerians into that fold.
Well, let's look at it from the top view of it. But though I think they changed ownership and they're trying to sell all the expensive players to reduce their wage bill. So I just saw that transfer as, okay, we're in England. You want to come to England, so come over here. I'll give you the same time. No, I won't even move if I were him, because Watford looks like a team that is destined for the championship. And who wants to play in the championship? Well, I wish the best, and I wish him good luck. The Watford isn't one of my go-to teams at all.
Even with the number of Nigerians we've got playing there.
Well, with the number of Nigerians there, makes it even worse.
Ouch. Let's move away from that. Anthony Martial moved from Manchester United to Sevilla on loan. And that news is going to be a good one for the Frenchman, because he's not been having the best of times at Manchester United.
Well, I think that should be the second best or second happiest player to move after Ramsey, because Martial in Man U was never going to play any game. Things looks okay. Greenwood is not going to play anymore. Oops. Advantage. Martial. Well, he's gone. And Sevilla is going to play. And they play exactly what he likes, which is push the ball forward and let's get something happening. And that is what he likes to play. So I think that's a very nice move for him and in the right club for him too.
We wish him all the best. I do hope actually that he gets some much needed game time. I mean that's the most important thing as a footballer now, isn't it? Sead Kolasinac from Arsenal to Marseille on the free. And as an Arsenal fan, I can't, for you now, Chisom, right? I can't remember the last time I saw Kolasinac in an Arsenal shirt.
Kolasinac in Arsenal. Well, you know, it was very little time he would have become something different in Arsenal. Maybe a chair cleaner or the club bouncer. Because football was just over for him, in Arsenal. And with the big chest, I wish him the best anyway. Arteta didn't do him this service at all. He's a very good defender, just that once in a while he gets carried away. And when Arteta bought him to the club, it was for Arsenal to have those physical players. But right now, we are going back to the era of when Arsenal didn't have the strong players to play with.
Okay. I mean, I wish him all the best, really, and let's see how the rest of the season does pan out for him. And moving away from that, a quick and interesting move away from the transfers and all of that. Of course, we couldn't go through all of the transfer deals that happened, but let's before we leave the transfer news and all of that, let's talk about the fact that Kilian Mbappe to Real Madrid, of course, not confirmed yet, but it is looking very much likely to happen in the summer.
Kylian Mbappe, well, that's it's a done deal for me. He's going to Madrid. I don't know what else is going to happen. We're just waiting for the time it's going to be announced. It's, even he himself knows, and we, the fans, we know. We're just waiting for them to just announce it. And Real Madrid right now, they can buy anybody. That's how powerful they are. They can buy anybody. They've made their franchise so enjoyable and likable that at the mention of the club, you want to move, even if it's free.
And talking about the free part,
Well,
I mean, this gentleman moved from Monaco to PSG for 165.7 million pounds, and now it's looking like he's going to Real on a free. What manner of business is that from PSG?
Well, they are not losing anything. The only thing they're going to lose is nothing. They have a Messi. That's what they're banking on. They have a Messi in the club, a high-profile name. So Mbappe's popularity isn't like Messi. So I don't think they will actually feel that much. And on the other side, on the flip side, it's the French league. If they lose Mbappe, they're not losing anything. They will still win the league anytime.
Well, that didn't happen last season, though. They didn't win it the last time out. Lille did. So, but hey, moving away from that. You were saying something?
Well, I just said, Lille won it last season. You know, miracles happen once in a while, so it cannot happen again.
Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, let's move away from the transfer deals and everything that went down. And let's take a look at the Premier League table now, shall we? For me, I'll say the most interesting thing about the Premier League right now is the relegation battle. That's got to be the relegation battle. Burnley sitting quite comfortably, should I say, in 20th place. They are the bottom of the league table with 18 games played and 12 points they have, but they've got about 5 games in hand, beg your pardon. For Watford, played 20 games, 14 points out of that. Newcastle, 15 points from 21 games played, and Norwich 16 points from 22 games played. And then Everton also embroiled in this relegation battle, 19 points from 20 games played. As it is right now, I know that you are very particular about the fact that Brentford, you see them going back to the championship. Are you still sticking with that? Looking at how the Premier League table currently looks after match day 23.
Well, the surest thing to life after Breeze is Brentford going down. That's my cards. Brentford going down is my surest bet. Then the team to join them, I'm expecting, Norwich are actually doing something great, but a little too late. They have to join them. Then Watford is my third team going down there.
And it's interesting that you skipped Newcastle and Burnley.
Yeah, because Newcastle, I see Newcastle as a team that they will surely pick back up. And I'm expecting a series of 1-0 wins for them. I'm expecting that, yes, 1-0 wins. They're going to flow with that. Then, for Burnley, their specialists are not conceding towards the ending of the season. So, I'm expecting them to stay up too.
Okay. All right. So you're saying Watford, Norwich, and Brentford. Time will tell, right? We're getting closer and closer to the end of the season, and a lot is happening. Let's now go to the top of the table now, shall we? Manchester City sitting quite comfortably with 57 points from 23 games played, and Liverpool in second place with 48 points, and from 22 games played. Chelsea 47 points from 24 games played. So something quite interesting. And Manchester United found their way to top 4. 38 points they've got from 22 games played. And West Ham United, 37 points from 23 games played. Arsenal in 6th place, 36 points from 21 games played. Are we still expecting some shuffle to happen, or like this now we've got our top 4 already? Are we preempting what's going to happen towards the end of the season?
Well, top 3, or let me say top 2. Yes, top 2 is guaranteed. But you see, third, fourth, sixth, anything is still going to go on there. Anything is still going to happen there. Because Chelsea isn't looking like a team that is serious up there. West Ham, Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs are all jokers. All real-time jokers. Yeah, it looks like I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm on loan to Madrid anyway. So, though I don't.
I'm sorry. I've got a follow-up question there. When did that deal happen?
Well, the deal happened deadline day. Deadline. So it's a deadline transfer.
So Chisom currently, let me put that out there just in case you guys missed it. Chisom currently is on loan to Real Madrid with an option to buy. Yes.
Yeah, with an option to buy. Yeah, seriously, big time. The unveiling was in my bedroom.
Oh, my days. So, Chisom renouncing. Are you renouncing Arsenal, or are you still got some allegiance going on there?
No, just on loan. It's a partial allegiance. I'm not kissing any bag yet.
Okay, interesting. But let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. What are the chances of Spurs getting into top 4? They've got currently 3 games in hand right now. 36 points they've got from 20 games played. Are we still seeing them climb or get themselves away? I mean, get themselves into that place, really, the top 4 place?
We're talking about Spurs. Do they have a different set of players now, or the same ones we know?
The same ones we know.
Different set of players, wow, we can start watching them. But if it's the same set of people we know for the last 5 years, no, forget it. We know what they're going to do. 2 weeks, 3 weeks of great ball, great goals, then 4 weeks of Spurs. So there's nothing to talk about them.
Okay, time will tell, right? Okay, that's how it looks right now in the Premier League. And like I mentioned earlier, the Premier League currently on a winter break, so not so much action happening right now. Everybody chilling, boys on vacation and all of that stuff and all of that. But let's move away now to the most action we're going to be getting in England, the top flight. Let's talk about the 4th round of the FA Cup. That one happening in the 4th of February. Yeah, Manchester United taking on Middlesbrough, Kidminster taking on West Ham United, Chelsea taking on Plymouth, Manchester City taking on Fulham, Wolves taking on Norwich. So that's one Premier League matchup right there. Let's see who else do we have. Everton also will be in action, and looking at it though, you would expect that the big boys actually go through without any questions.
Yeah. I don't see the big boys losing the game, and they're all going through. That's how I actually see it.
You're not expecting any surprise anyway, some way, somehow?
No, not in this round.
Okay.
The pictures are looking so straightforward.
All right, but we've got a couple of Premier League matchups. So Everton taking on Brentford. What do you see happening in that place?
When we say Premier League matchup, we're talking about people who are going to eventually crash out. So I don't see, there's nothing special about it. If they beat each other, at least one of them will crash out in this round, the next one will crash out in the next round. So there's nothing special about it.
Ouch. Tottenham, Brighton. Who's going forward? Who's staying behind?
Well, Tottenham, Brighton, I will actually put my money on Brighton.
You just don't rate Tottenham at all, but let's move on. Liverpool taking on Cardiff City.
Liverpool, Cardiff City, football. Because that game is a straightforward game. It's going to be Liverpool winning that one, straight up.
Okay. Chisom is not seeing any upsets happening in the fourth round of the FA Cup, but time will tell, right? So, rounding off, let's talk about that interesting news that broke over the weekend of Mason Greenwood and that audio, the voice notes from his girlfriend, or then, or I don't know really your thoughts on that really quickly. And as it says, Manchester United did release a statement, the fact that they are currently investigating that, and they're just waiting to see how the story does develop. But right now, Greenwood has been taken out of everything that concerns Manchester United from their website. A lot is happening basically. Your thoughts on that, Chisom?
Well, the thing is, Greenwood might be guilty or not guilty. I'm not going to jump the fence and say, oh, guilty without investigation. No. But the real thing is, this is something that happens to us every time. And the only reason why this is making news is because he is a popular person. If he went popular, nobody has anything to talk about it. But, well, let's just wait for the police, and that's what I'm going to say.
I'm waiting to see, of course, how that story does develop. But hey, some interesting times. So guys, let's make sure we stay safe, let's be careful at every point in time. So Chisom, of course, we're currently on break from the Premier League. Let's take a look at a very quick stopover at the La Liga and how it's shaping up and all of that stuff. Some things actually did happen in the Ligue 1 as well, especially with Paris Saint-Germain. Barcelona actually won over the weekend. They beat Alaves 1-0. So, are you still on the team Barca? You're not expecting anything much from Barca this season?
Well, Barca, nothing special is coming from them. So let's just relax.
Okay, all right. Yes, I mean that's something huge. That's major.
Isn't it funny to you? One bad team is doing really bad, not scoring goals, and you move to another team that is doing bad, also not scoring goals too. What's going to change?
Okay, let's move on. PSG actually were in action versus Nice. It was in the French Cup, and that happened yesterday, right? And Nice beaten Paris Saint-Germain on penalties, 6 goals. It was a goalless full-time affair, and Nice actually progressing 6. They actually won that one by 5-6. So some not so interesting or exciting news for the Paris Saint-Germain team.
Well, I was surprised they crashed out the way they did. Though Nice are actually doing a very great job. I think they are second on the table in the Ligue 1.
The Ligue 1, yes.
So I didn't really see it as a surprise. Though I know it's going to be a very tough game. But 0-0 full time. Wow, that was impressive for them.
Okay, so that's basically all of that been happening, I guess. Did I skip anybody? The Serie A, of course, my bad. Apologies, all you Serie A lovers. I didn't mean to offend you, but the last game out was 2 weeks ago, the 23rd of January. But we're looking at games this weekend, right? Roma taking on Genoa. Let's see who else is there. Inter Milan taking on Milan. Just say Inter Milan taking on Milan. My bad, all right? Inter Milan taking on AC Milan. So that's the Milan derby right there. And that's something, of course, to look forward to. And Inter, and let's look at the standings. All right? Let's look at where they are and all of that. Inter Milan, of course, leading the pack right about now. But your take on that game, really? Inter taking on AC Milan. What do you think?
Oh, that's the Milan derby is usually a game that everybody wants to watch. And right now, they are both flying high. So this season, I want to put my chance with AC Milan to taking this one.
AC Milan to actually beat Inter Milan. I think that just might be an upset. Looking at the current standings and all of that, Inter Milan with 53 points from 22 games played, which is quite good. And Napoli, they seem to be back in the running as well. 49 points from 23 games played, and AC Milan with 49 points from 23 games played as well. So, but it's quite interesting. So if Milan are going to be winning that for you, by how many goals?
Well, by one goal, just
By lone
one
goal.
nil. Yeah.
All right, all right. I mean, I'm expecting some feistiness going on in that particular encounter. I think that's the biggest game really for me in the Serie A this weekend, and I cannot wait to see how that particular one is going to pan out. Let's look at other games in the Serie A as well. All right, 1 minute while I try to sort that out and all of that. Fiorentina taking on Lazio, Atalanta taking on Cagliari, Sampdoria taking on Sassuolo, Venezia taking on Napoli, Bologna taking on Empoli, Udinese.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So are you expecting fireworks anywhere else apart from Inter Milan, AC Milan?
Well, in the Syria, the teams I do like following up with is Atlanta because I just like the goal scoring prowess in front of goal, and every season I keep looking for them. And so they're always, when it's the real time to do some magic, they just keep flopping up. I hope this season gets different a little.
Okay. So that's about it. I think we've done justice to practically all of the major leagues in Europe and as well as the AFCON as well. I mean, it's been a lovely time talking football with the Oracle. Yes, I christened him that. Yes, it's my. So I think we should be working on some copyright stuff going on right about now. Don't you think so, Chisom?
Oh, yeah, well, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. No, I just hope for these bookmakers who's not going to get my head knit out on and say, yeah, we don't want you speaking no more. So, that kind of stuff, you know. No, if you want to speak, give them the bad news, give them the wrong one. You know what I mean?
All right, now thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, Chisom. And I mean, we can't wait to see what the action. I'm looking forward to the AFCON matchup tomorrow. That one, Senegal, Burkina Faso, and I can't wait to see who's going to be our finalist. So fingers crossed. Let's see who and who. I have affinity for certain people, but let me keep my bias to myself. But hey, moving on from that one, it's a pleasure as always doing this with you, Chisom.
Yeah, it's a pleasure doing this with you always, and it's always lovely too.
All right, guys, keep it locked right here on CTV. That's about it. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Action, camera, cut. It's time to carry my guangara and leave the studio. But hey, keep it locked right here with us. We've got amazing content just for your viewing pleasure. So much happening in the world of football. So like I always say, life is way too short not to experience football. So make sure you enjoy this round-letter game. But make sure you stay safe while you're at it. Till I come your way again, I remain Omolabake. So stick around, and I'm not right back. But hey, bye-bye for now.